Hello again, welcome back to the Telltale channel. Today's story is the Disney classic, Finding Nemo. Be sure to pay close attention to the story and watch it all the way to the end for the quiz and fun facts, and remember to help the channel grow by subscribing for free. Nemo and his father Marlin lived on a coral reef. They were clownfish, but Marlin did not find many things funny, he found most things worrisome. What Marlin worried about the most was his little son. Marlin had lost the rest of his family to a big barracuda when Nemo was just an egg, and he was determined to keep his son safe. But Nemo just wanted to have fun with the other fish. Finally, he convinced his father to let him go to school. When the first day of school arrived, Nemo couldn't hold back his excitement. There were so many new fish to meet. He just wished Marlin hadn't insisted on coming with him. The day was full of wonderful adventures. Mr. Ray, the science teacher, even took his students on a field trip to the edge of the reef. As their teacher spoke, Nemo and his friends dared each other to swim out into the open sea. Nemo was nervous. He hadn't gone far before he heard his father shouting at him. "You think you can do these things, but you just can't, Nemo," he yelled, rushing over. Nemo decided to prove Marlin wrong. While his dad was distracted, the little fish swam toward a boat anchored overhead. Brave Nemo had made it all the way to the boat when disaster struck. A diver spotted him. The diver scooped Nemo into a net and began to swim away. "Daddy, help me," Nemo yelled. But another diver spotted Marlin and took a photo of him. Blinded by the flash, Marlin lost his chance to catch up with Nemo. The boat took off, and Nemo was gone. Marlin shouted for help, but the other fish paid no attention to him. Everyone had somewhere else to be. Finally, a friendly fish named Dory swam down to see if Marlin was okay. She was a little bit silly, and she couldn't remember very much, but she offered to help. Marlin sighed. He turned to head off, and came face to face with a shark. The shark was named Bruce. He invited Marlin and Dory to a party with his shark friends. Dory thought this was a great idea and took off after Bruce. Marlin did not want to meet the other sharks, but he knew he needed to protect Dory, and so he followed her and Bruce to a wrecked submarine. Inside, Marlin spotted a diver's mask. It was the same mask worn by the diver who had taken Nemo. And it had an address written on it. 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, Australia. Now Marlin knew where to find his son. Meanwhile, Nemo found himself in a dentist's fish tank in Sydney, where he met Bubbles, Peach, Jacques, Bloat, Deb, Gurgle, and Gil. Poor Nemo soon discovered how small the tank was. Every time he tried to swim, he hit one of the sides. Even worse, he found out that he was going to be given to the dentist's niece. Later that night, Gil asked Nemo to join the fish's gang. It was called the Tank Gang. Nemo agreed. He missed his father and the ocean, but he was glad to have friends. Marlin and Dory had made some friends too. A school of moonfish had pointed them in the right direction, and they were happily swimming along when they came across a jellyfish forest. "We should swim over it," Dory suggested, but Marlin disagreed. He thought swimming through it would be faster. The two fish were not far into the forest when a jellyfish stung Dory. Marlin knew it was his fault. He aided his friend out of the forest to safety. Back in the open sea, Marlin and Dory met a group of sea turtles. One of the turtles was named Crush. He was so impressed that Marlin was searching for Nemo that he offered to bring the friends part of the way to Sydney. Everywhere Marlin went, more and more sea creatures heard about his search. Soon, tales of his adventures began to spread far and wide. Nigel, a friendly pelican who knew the Tank Gang, eventually heard the stories and rushed to tell Nemo the incredible news. "Your dad's been fighting the entire ocean looking for you," he squawked in excitement. Nemo was so proud of his father, but he knew he would have to help too. And so he came up with a plan to escape the fish tank once and for all. Meanwhile, Marlin and Dory had finally reached the dock in Sydney, but now they had nowhere to go. Suddenly Nigel flew up to them. He told them to hop inside his mouth, and he would take them to Nemo. The weary fish knew they had no choice. And so, choosing to trust Nigel, they hopped inside his mouth. But when they got to the dentist's office, they saw Nemo floating upside down in a bag of water. He was dead. Marlin was too late. Marlin returned to the sea. He had let his son down. As he swam away, he heard someone calling to him. It was Dory, and she had Nemo with her. He was alive. Nemo explained that it had been a trick. He had only pretended to die. When the dentist wasn't looking, he had escaped into a pipe that led to the ocean. There he had found Dory. The end. Fun fact: 97% of all sharks are completely harmless to humans. This is due to their size and teeth design. Most shark teeth are not designed for large prey. These sharks stick to small prey like fish, crustaceans, or cephalopods. Were you paying close attention to the story? Try the fun quiz. What was Nemo's science teacher called? The answer is Mr. Ray. What was the name of the sea turtle that offered to help Marlin and Dory get to Sydney? The answer is Crush. Who asked Nemo to join the tank gang? The answer is Gil. Fun fact: after the clownfish eggs are laid, the male clownfish guard them until they hatch. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Remember to like and subscribe for free to the Telltale channel and click the notification bell for more stories, quizzes, and fun facts. Check out the channel's playlist for more Telltale stories and fairy tales.